Well, hello everyone, and it is another stage of Paris-Nice, and it is the big one, the Col de Turini. And yeah, what awaits the riders? A huge, huge test to say the least. We got a few riders already stepped off. We don't have Kevin Gignac anymore, of course. It looks like he was hit by a sign at the beginning of the stage, which shame for him, and big loss for Groupama FDJ. But nevertheless, 61, 69 even, 69.1 kilometers to go. We've got a huge group up the road. 18 riders in total, so it is very interesting to see what will happen. We'll go through the break. Who's up there? No one really of note in terms of GC. David Gaudu is up there, but of course he's nowhere in GC. We've got Simon Carr, good climber. Remember Tirreno Adriatico last year? Gregor Mühlberger up here, Mikael Mørkøv and Mads Pedersen, the two Danes. Julian Bernard, who of course did a lot of work yesterday. Quentin Pache up here as well. But of course, we don't think it's going to be a victory for any of the breakaway riders today. Let's not kid ourselves. It is definitely going to be a showdown from the big GC riders. They've only got about a 30-second lead to the peloton group. Wout van Aert has been dropped. Joao Almeida, unfortunately, looks like he's been dropped as well. So it's not great if you're a UAE Team Emirates fan. Well, they've already had the victory by Brendan McNulty. So, but it's early stages. So, and we haven't actually got that many people on stream right now. So, if you're watching this, yeah, great to have you here. I think we have 2-3 people. So yeah, more still to come. Of course, we are quite far away. So it's calm before a very big storm in terms of the Col de Turini. 15-kilometer climb, average is about 7%. So it's gonna be a big day, a very big day. Of course, the last time we were here was last time we were here in 2019, it was a victory by Danny Martinez. Of course, he is in the race, and if we consult the poll that we've got open right now, 15 people have voted. 56% believe it's going to be a victory for Primoz Roglic. Adam Yates and Danny Martinez have been given 25%. I also put one for Simon Yates because I thought he's on very good form. Yeah, did get the pleasure of seeing the race set off today from Nice. Not making it up all the way to the Col de Turini. It's quite far away, so almost 10 people in the chat, so that's great to see. Make sure to let me know where you're watching from, who you think is going to win today. It will be very interesting, but it is very much not near the business end right now in the stage. Still quite a bit of distance to go, and yeah, it's all still to play for. Can anyone rock Jumbo-Visma and Primoz Roglic? That is probably the big question here. Will be fascinating to see. We haven't actually got pictures here on the GCN app. They've got about 5 minutes until we see live pictures. So, well, we'll have to wait and see. Astana, according to Pro Cycling Stats, only has 2 riders left. Actually, I should share the picture I took this morning of the Israel Stardom Nation bus. No, Israel Premier Tech. Let's just get that right. And yeah, one rider, Ugo Ul. Yeah, must be a bit lonely at the dinner table, breakfast table in the morning. Just you, nobody else representing the colors. But anyways, in terms of riders who haven't started or climbed off the bike, I actually saw one of them this morning, 2 of them. Kevin Gignac looks like he got hit by a sign, so he didn't start at the presentation. I think a bit of gust of wind took the sign and hit him. But Michael Storer not starting either from Groupama FDJ. Mike Chernissen, Jumbo-Visma, not starting. Max Walschied, I think that's actually their first abandonment for Jumbo-Visma. Antonio Turgis of Total Energies, together with Jeffrey Soup. The Kazakh national champion Fedorov is not starting for Astana, and Dmitry Claes is not starting for Intermarché Wanty-Groupe. So, like, huge list of riders not finishing not finishing Paris-Niza. We're down to, I think we're nearly down to 100. So yesterday 110 riders finished. So 110. Think how many riders started. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're down to 102 riders in the race. So who knows how many we will have by the end of this stage. And I'll just get a photo up, I think, as well, of the beginning of the stage, start of the stage. See if I have any to share. Got a picture. Saw Joao Almeida. Said hi to him. And yeah, let's see. I wonder if I can put a video up. Don't actually know. We'll find out if I can do so. But yeah, it's fascinating what will happen here in the stage. Primoz Roglic looks like the all-conquering being as he is. And I'll just share the photo of Primoz that I took this morning. Well, it was this morning. But great to have 12 people here. We are getting ever closer, increasing the numbers here. Just a quick photo there of Primoz. So Wout van Aert as well. They were just signing things and taking pictures with fans. So that was really nice to see. A few kids as well got pictures and so forth. So being good role models at Jumbo-Visma. But are they going to be good role models in terms of winning today? No Mike Jonassen, as we just mentioned briefly. And who do you think is going to win? Personally, I think it could be a Primoz Roglic day. He, of course, looks to be all-conquering in this year's edition. Great to have you here. Oh, so many. I've seen the chat now. Great to have you here. Javier, I have a funny story for you. We always speak about Nairo Quintana, me and you. And today, my girlfriend saw Nairo Quintana for the first time. Do we think Nairo Quintana is going to win today? I didn't even put him as an option. Great to have you here, Vera, as well. Are you working from home today? Ondar, great to have you here again. Tibio, guys, who do you think is going to win today? Great to have you here. Sammy as well. Jin. And I think that's everyone we mentioned. So do get involved in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to win today. But that genius, Kevin Genius, we saw him, the Luxembourg champion for Groupama FDJ. Cycling Pulse have just released pictures of him abandoning the race because he got hit by a sign. So that completely missed us. We saw him come up to the start. It was kind of he was very late to the start line. I'll share pictures of it. But yeah, absolutely crazy that. Crazy to see that. So what more can we say? So I'll just get the photo of that. But yeah, a bit of a speechless story. We are gonna, as soon as we get photo images, we are getting ever closer to live pictures. But 102 riders left in the race. I think it'll probably go to less than 100 riders by the time we get up to the Col de Turini. But yeah, there is the, I think the photo isn't sharing. But let's see. There we go. Is it up? No, that's not it. I'll try and see if I can get the photo on our screen of Gignac. But basically, yeah, silly story. You hate to see it in pro cycling stats. So pro cycling, especially a World Tour race. So yeah, we're getting ever closer now to the Col de Turini. Every second is a second closer to that. Well, is it mythical? It's a very interesting climb, to say the least. Dani Martinez, of course, the last rider who took the victory. 53.3 kilometers to go now. We still have that break out the front, 50 seconds ahead of the peloton. We don't think it's going to stick, of course, but in terms of riders who are there, the Irish champion Ryan Mullen, Fabio Fellini in there, David Gaudu is in there with two Groupama FDJ riders, Olivier Legac and Quentin Pache. Julian Bernard is in there for Trek Segafredo with Mess Pilterson. Michael Merkur, another Dane, Ivan Garcia Cortina, with Gregory Mulberger and Albert Torres for Movistar, Kes Bol with Nico Dens of DSM, Thomas de Gent is up here, Simon Carr, Julius Vandenberg, who we of course saw yesterday, Frank Bonamois, who we already seen at Breakaway, and Alexis Goudard, who we also seen at Breakaway thus far in Paris-Nice. So a few familiar names in terms of Breakaway riders for this year's edition. So a lot still to play for. Well, not for them. I think their day is going to be over before we get to the Col de Turini. But the Col de Turini, I hear you say, can you tell me anything interesting other than Dani Martinez winning? Of course, it's one of the big mountains. It's been in Paris-Nice. Actually, this is only the second time. I completely got that wrong. 2019, well, I didn't actually say how many times it's been. But 2019, stage 7. 2022, as we are now, stage 7 again. So could it potentially be another Colombian win? Who knows? But it was also used, of course, in the 2022 Tour de France on stage 2 because we were in Nice. Of course, the big Grand Depart from Nice. We all remember 2020 for different things as well. But yeah, it was stage 2. Of course, if you think back, who won stage 2, that was Julian Philippe. But Anthony Perez was the first rider to crest the top of the climb. It wasn't the focal point. But it's been a long time in the wait for it to be in the Tour de France. It was first used in 1948 when Louis Boudet won. And then Jean Robic was the first rider across it in 1950. Then 1973 was the last time since 2020. So it's not been kind of a climb that's been used a lot, not even in Paris-Nice, which is quite extraordinary when you think about it. You can't really have that many places in Paris-Nice climbs. You would get sick of going up the Col d'Ez, but yeah, it's one of the highest paved roads in Europe, of course. It stands at 1,600 meters. And yeah, we'll have to see if we will get Dani Martinez replicate his win. Who won his 100% record at winning up this climb? Can he keep it? That remains to be seen. But we do have pictures from GCN now as well. We of course have got an intermediate sprint at 144.3 kilometers to go. So quite a savage place to put an intermediate sprint if any of the riders are going for that. But Wout van Aert, of course, has been dropped out the back. Is he just... he doesn't want to exert himself too much, potentially? Who knows? Let's just see if I've got the chat function up as well, so if that can appear. But at the front, we still have this big break, and we'll have to wait and see if they can keep away. I have a lot of doubts whether they're going to do it. And what are we saying here? You and your girlfriend should wash your eyes. Oh, Javier. More Nairo Quintana jokes. That is very fair. I tried to get him to... well, we'll see tomorrow. We've got another presentation here in Nice. So the goal is to try and get her a picture with her and Nairo Quintana. What are we saying here, Ricky? Windy day, more abandonments and no starts. Oh, yeah. Chanel... Florian Seneschal, of course. Mike Chunison, yep, completely there. If you missed the list of abandonments, then just check out Ricky's comment there. It's true, a lot of these riders have abandoned for classics. Of course, Milan San Remo's coming up. Of course, one of the riders who abandoned, who I happened to meet yesterday, Matteo Trentin. A video coming up later today about his bike, so look out for that on the extra channel. In terms of the leaders of the jerseys, just a reminder, Primoz Roglic has the yellow jersey, Valentin Madouas has that polka dot jersey, Wout van Aert has the green jersey, and Matteo Jorgensen. So Vera and all our American friends, you look like you're going to be taking the white jersey home. Less than 50 kilometers to go now. They've built up the lead to 1 minute and 20 seconds now, so it's increasing a bit more now. Are they going to let them go? I don't believe so. It's definitely not going to be a day for the break today. You would have thought that Roglic wants to stamp his authority all over the race. And Wout van Aert is back in this group, so maybe Joao Almeida is also back here. Joao, of course, seems to have been struggling a bit in this race, which is a bit unfortunate. Oda says picking Roglic for the win today. 56% of you are picking the former ski jumper as the victor today. All-conquering Primoz Roglic hasn't taken the stage victory of this year's edition. Ineos Grenadiers are pushing the pace on here at the front right now for the favourites group or the peloton. And Arkea Samsic are in here as well. You can just about make out Primoz Roglic and his gang of Jumbo-Visma superstars. Of course, they have lost Mark Jonassen, former stage winner in the Tour de France back in 2019, and also a former cyclocross rider. I think he was an under-23 world champion. But yeah, Ineos Grenadiers, whatever reason, they are doing the work at the front. We've always questioned some of the tactics. Well, we've questioned some of the tactics by Ineos Grenadiers a few times. Look back to the Tour de France last year. Look back to, mostly the Tour de France. I think the Giro, they played it perfectly. But of course, they had the best rider. Because second best rider. I think the best rider was Mikel Landa, but he crashed out. So, here we go. Getting ever closer. Remember, it's 15 kilometers to go that we're waiting for in order to see the battle on the Col de Turini. Make sure to hit the like button as well. We didn't quite beat our total yesterday, but we did very well. Let's just say that. But yeah, Ineos Grenadiers, they really must have faith in both Danny Martinez and Adam Yates. Both of them, really good riders. And I think I should bring the GC up so we can just discuss the GC a bit as well. I don't dare to have, how we normally have panels. I don't actually dare to do the panels because it will mess up the whole pro cycling stats graphic and we will all be very sad, especially me. But I actually called the winner yesterday Bogaro for Matteo. It's Mathieu, of course, not Matteo. So apologies for that, anyone who was a Bogaro fan. And I guess that list is going to be growing quite a bit. But we'll get the top 15 for us to just look at. Unfortunately, Joao Almeida, he's not in the top 15. He's in 18th place. So a shame, really. Saw him at the start, was like, oh, Joao. And then I said, remember from the interview? And he was like, no interview. I was like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant, do you remember the interview? And he was like, oh yeah, I recognize the voice. Of course, we were all wearing masks. But anyways, that side point aside, here's the list. Primoz Roglic leading, 39 seconds down to Simon Yates, 41 seconds down to Pierre Latour of Total Energies. He will be very interesting to see what he does today, if he can maintain this very impressive podium space. Danny Martinez in 4th place, best placed of the Ineos boys, 56 seconds down. Alexander Vlasov, Bora Hansgrohe, 59 seconds down. Yeah, interesting. We saw the presentation for some of the teams. Bora Hansgrohe, they have only got Sam Bennett, Ryan Mullen, and Danny Van Poppel. So no climber helpers, no climbing help for Alexander Vlasov at his disposal. So that will be a bit telling, of course. You don't really think about it, but getting a bottle, he'll have to go down by himself. He can't just send a rider to get a bottle for him. So yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying for Vlasov. Adam Yates, anyways, in 6th place, 1 minute and 11 seconds down. Søren Kragh Andersen still up here, the TT rider, Classics rider. So good ride from him, the DSM rider. Jack Haig in 8th place, 1 minute and 35 seconds. Nidoman in 9th place, 1 minute and 45 seconds. Ion Izagiri, the podium finisher of last year, 2 minutes and 1 second down. Ugo Uld, the only Israel Startup Nation Premier Tech rider in the bunch, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Can he get inside the top 10 potentially? David de la Cruz, Astana rider. You would have thought David de la Cruz this day would suit him. Matteo Jorgensen in 14th place. And Bauke Mollman 15th place. I do know. I went past Aurélien Patre, Parent Pinatre, or however you say it, the AG2R rider, best placed of AG2R. So yeah, it's very much the calm before the storm. 46.2 kilometers. Get your predictions out here as well. Yeah, Ricky's saying there. Stefan de Bod has just abandoned as well. Did actually see his bike this morning, so yeah, that's a shame. But 1 minute and 14 seconds. 1 minute and 14 seconds. TB saying, I am between Simon Yates and Primoz, both showing strength in the TTT, and noticed Simon Yates gained a little bit more muscle. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I am not quite on the Simon Yates. Yeah, I haven't really looked at his muscles that much, so you know better than me. But looks like yeah, no, Matteo Bogado is still in the race. He's far back. No, far back. He's the back end of the peloton. What a day that was yesterday. Absolutely incredible day for him. What more can you say? Just impeccable riding from him. And missed opportunity for Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen. More Mads Pedersen, I think. Trek Segafredo should have committed more. We saw a bit of a lull towards the end of the stage, but yeah, is what it is really. The underdog takes the victory. 2 Pro Continental Stage victories yesterday, and yeah, we are on 9 likes. So if you haven't already, smash that like button. Let's get to double figures for today's stream. And Kevin Giniats, what on earth happened there? We are on 10 likes now, so thank you for that, whoever pressed like. 15 kilometers is what we're waiting for. That is when we get to the big climb. The Col de Turini, second time used in paris-niza's history. And yeah, 44.4 kilometers left now. A lot of you are supporting Primoz for the victory today. Is he going to be the man? Who knows? Ricky just saying there, the highest placed rider in the breakaway is Bonamois. Of course, you have got David Gaudu in there, but he isn't that highly placed, so has had a rough week as well. Him and Joao Almeida, rough week in Paris-Nice. Several of these riders haven't had the greatest week. Primoz Roglic has had an amazing week, but he did so last year as well. He just didn't have a great second half of the last stage. So, Pierre Latour, that is a big question. Is he going to do it? He's currently sitting in 3rd place. Has he actually done Paris-Nice before? Pierre Latour, has he done Paris-Nice before? Anyone know what his best position? Of course, former white jersey finisher in the Tour de France. It was a bit of a weird edition when he won the white jersey, because I think he was just about inside the top 20, so it wasn't like he was contesting the win or anything. So Pierre Latour has been a bit quiet over the last couple of seasons. Victory 2016 in the Vuelta a España, of course. 2nd in 2018 on a stage in the Tour de France. 13th as well. But yeah, last season we remember he was in the Tour de France. He kind of made a last-ditch attack on one of the opening stages, but couldn't quite make it stick. Of course, he's a former national time trial champion for France, both in 2018 and 2017. But in Paris-Nice, what is his best result? Last year, he didn't finish Paris-Nice. He is 28 years old. That is normally the round. It's around 28, 27 to 32 when riders kind of peak mature. They've been a few years on the circuit, so they kind of know how to train. They know they just develop more as well, get used to the racing. But I think last year was actually his first attempt at Paris-Nice. Oh wait, no, I take that back. In 2017, he also did Paris-Nice. In terms of spectacular results, there was a 7th place on stage 7. So can he replicate that? We are on stage 7 today. So yeah, remains to be seen. I should have put Pierre Latour in the options, I think, but yeah, shame really. Um, but it will be interesting. 41.5 kilometers. The lead has reduced down 12 seconds now, so it looks like the peloton are upping the pace here. It doesn't look like any of the riders in the breakaway will be able to last. David Gaudu, does he have anything left in the tank? Mads Pedersen, could he do a amazing solo ride all the way to the top? Definitely not. And yeah, in terms of Danish hope, we don't really have any riders that could do anything here. But if you've been watching Instagram, I think that it's been going around that Jonas Vingegaard forgot the jersey of Tirreno Adriatico, and he also forgot Ghana's name, so that was quite funny. So yeah, but Jonas Vingegaard isn't here, unfortunately. Could he? Well, I don't know. I think it maybe Paris-Nice would have suited him better, and then we could have had a showdown between Tadej Pogačar and Roglic in Tirreno. But nonetheless, that's not what we got here. I think I kind of think Primoz, hasn't he won Tirreno? I'll just confirm that for you. I seem to recall him holding a trident. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe he hasn't. I think I'm wrong here. I'm telling you porkies, but 40 kilometers to go now, so it's getting ever closer. 1 minute and 2 seconds. Movistar, they of course have everything to gain from this breakaway, so they should really put Gregor Mühlberger or Alberto Torres to work here. Could they? Are we going to see a splintering of the front group as well as the main peloton? They get ever closer. It's a huge break. Let's not forget about that. It's a huge break, and we of course await the final climb, and that is the big draw of today's stage. Yeah, but 18 riders. As Ricky said, the best placed rider is Frank Bonamour. Julius Vandenberg, who was on a break as well. Simon Carr, could he do something on this stage? Very good climber. Nico Denz, Kes Bol, both of them DSM. Gregor Mühlberger, I like, part of me is like, maybe he could do something here. The 27-year-old Austrian, of course, changing to Movistar from Bora in 2021. Has that reaped the rewards that he was hoping for? Maybe not. 6th place at the road race was his best result last year, and I don't think that's a particularly impressive result when you are a World Tour rider, especially one of the only World Tour riders for Austria. But in terms of the front group, the best finish, well, the break in front, we have 18 riders. The best place, well, the rider who's finished the highest up in a stage is, of course, Mads Pedersen, winning a stage. Frank Bonamour finishing second on a stage. Remember, that was the American sandwich with Brendan McNulty and Matteo Jorgensen. And Ivan Garcia Cortina, of course, another rider who's changed to Movistar. Has that reaped their rewards? Of course, a former winner of Paris-Nice, a stage, not Paris-Nice outright, in 2020. Kind of blew up after that, but after then hasn't really done much, unfortunately. Moving to Movistar, we all know that Movistar is kind of a hit and miss, whether or not riders improve or they can do something. But yeah, Movistar, should probably do a video about Movistar, because we got the video with Quickstep and Ineos riders who've become worse after joining the team, so that could be interesting. But in our poll, 61% of you, it's increasing ever more for Roglic. And yeah, Roglic, he's got a lot of, well, he's always got pressure on his shoulders, let's be honest. He's one of the best cyclists in the world, if not the. We don't really know that yet, because we haven't had a clean battle between him and Primoz Roglic in Tadej Pogačar for a while, unfortunately. We had the Tour of Basque Country. None of them crashed in that. And we saw the might of Jumbo-Visma using Jonas Vingegaard to mark Tadej Pogačar. Christophe Laporte in here as well still. Of course, on guarding duties for Primoz Roglic. Wout van Aert still up here, the green jersey wearer. Will he just sweep up those points that we have towards, towards the climb? It seems like it's 4 kilometers into the climb. And, I think they have Laurent Jalabert on the French TV here commentating for Paris-Nice. But 36.6 kilometers. Total Energies, I am looking towards you to do something here with Pierre Roland. It would be very interesting to say the least. And it is a very, very exciting stage. It will be a very, who knows? What am I trying to say? It will be a very interesting finish to the stage, and potentially here we can see the yellow jersey wrapped up, because tomorrow we have the very exciting stage from Nice to Nice, and the Col d'Ez, of course, one of the climbs being used. We've seen dramatic finishes before. Remember Sergio Henao, we remember Alberto Contador just losing out to Sergio Henao. So there's always been close things. But anyways, Ineos Grenadiers are driving the pace here. Luke Rowe with Arkea Samsic. So that just shows the intention of both teams. They're wanting to do something for their leaders of Dani Martinez. Is it Dani Martinez, or is it Adam Yates that they're working for? They have this two-pronged attack, and could be very interesting to see if they're able to do something. Maybe they can do a 1-2. Who knows? But Primoz Roglic, he definitely has all the pressure on his shoulders. We also have apparently Thomas Vokla out on one of the motorbikes. He is on the motorbike behind the breakaway right now. We just saw Franck Bonamois, I think, just give him a thumbs up. I think he's still the national coach for France. But 31, let's see if the TV and the GCN app line up. But actually, I think the TV is faster. So 34.9 kilometers to go as the front group, they come here to a tunnel. Arkea Samsic, they are putting on the pressure now. So this is just showing the intention of the Arkea Samsic boys. They are putting all their faith in Nairo Quintana. Javier and I could laugh a bit about that. But Nairo, of course, has a 100% winning record in French stage races this year. So you can't fault him from that. There has been tough opposition for him as well. And Nairo, man, can he finally win Paris-Nice? Of course, he came very close in 2019 when Egan Bernal took the top step of the podium. 1 minute and 7 seconds now for the breakaway. They still are holding out here. It's increasing a bit. It was on 58 seconds, but now it's gone. It's gone back here. So Alexis Godard attacks, as Ricky says in the comments. But Nairo, man, can he do it? He, of course, looked like he was in very good shape in 2020, riding for Arkea Samsic there as well, of course. But Movistar was where he was riding in 2019. Has the change been good for him? We don't really know, because it seems he's had bad luck in the Tour de France. Last year it was just a Tour de France to forget for him. He said at the beginning he wanted to go for the polka dot jersey. Couldn't quite do that, lost out to that. Of course, Tadej Pogačar took it at the end. And in 2020, he had bad luck crashing as well. So, maybe this year is when we're going to see the old Nairo back. And Ineos Grenadiers with Adam Yates and Dani Martinez, they are up here as well in the favourites group. 58 seconds now, the deficit to the front group. Adam Yates, 6th place, 1 minute and 11 seconds. Of course, a very strong rider in these kinds of races. And on solid form after basically being in the UAE Tour, finishing second again. Remember, he has this phenomenal record of not finishing outside the top 2 in the last 3 years. But so does Tadej Pogačar. So, those two riders are definitely it. But the team cars almost taking out the Arkea Samsic rider there. That was a bit close, but Arkea Samsic look like they've basically don't have anything left. But Ineos Grenadiers, what are they doing? guys, you haven't got the yellow jersey. The pressure isn't on you. Why wouldn't you just throw a rider up the road? This tactic of thinking you have the strongest rider in the race, it seems like they keep forgetting that they probably don't. I think Roglic is, well, we don't know. We're going to get that question answered today, whether he's the strongest rider in the race. Jack Haig, Bahrain Victorious, a lot of these teams are getting a free ride courtesy of Ineos Grenadiers. Ineos, what are you doing? Be more aggressive. Don't do this policing the peloton thing. But Valentin Madouas is up here as well, the polka dot jersey wearer, and yeah, we're just seeing one of the Trek riders just getting a helping hand as he relieves himself. So, calm before the storm. About 17 kilometers to go before we get to the start of the climb. Jumbo-Visma in full force, despite losing Mike Chernisson at the start of the race. Looks like we are less than 100 riders now. Simon Yates, that is a rider we haven't spoken about either. He looks to be in very strong, have a lot of, well, what am I trying? In a very strong form right now. Of course, he finished, well, he's currently sitting second place, 49 seconds down on Primoz Roglic. So could he potentially do something? A very aggressive rider. We all know he wants to one day win the Giro d'Italia. He's been trying that most years now. Looked like he was going to do so in 2018, but kind of overcooked it in a way. Went out too hard too soon in the first week and then paid for it in the final few days of the race. What an amazing addition that was, though. Absolutely amazing addition, to say the least, for the race. We thought it was going to be a victory for Simon Yates. Then Tom Dumoulin looked like he could do it, and then Chris Froome did that amazing attack as well. So yeah, it's incredible. And yeah, but anyways, at the front we've got David Gaudu in this group. We all know what he can do, but he hasn't really done that in Paris-Nice this week. And maybe he's just using this as a training opportunity and get some competitive miles under his belt. But Movistar up here, it's weird that they've got riders up here in the break, because considering they've got Matteo Jorgensen in the white jersey, 14th overall, you would have thought that they would have potentially kept as many riders as possible with him to try and protect that jersey. But talking about tactics, Movistar, yeah, not a team you really want to discuss about. But Thomas de Gendt, a rider who has, of course, had success before in Paris-Nice back in 2012. He finished on the podium. He was riding for Vacances Soleil, I think. No, or was that Louis Vestra? Am I mixing up two riders? But Astana are up here as well in the breakaway. And Bora Hansgrohe have sent Ryan Mullen, the Irish champion, up here in the break. Very, very not a diminutive figure compared to the other riders. A time trial classics rider. Amador doing work here at the front. Luke Rowe looks like he's doing work for Ineos Grenadiers in the favourites group. Wout van Aert getting up near the front as well. Will he just sweep up the intermediate sprint? But Ineos Grenadiers, two of the riders just stepping off, getting off the side of the road. Were they going to do something in the cars? I don't know. But yeah, it's all still to play for. Cofidis have plenty of riders up here. Guillaume Martin, can he do something? Who knows? Arkea Samsic, plenty of riders to support Nairo Quintana. 30.4 kilometers to go, 1 minute and 6 seconds now. Mike Chernisson, of course, abandoned. Stefan de Bod, Florent Seneschal, Alexei Vouliamos for Total Energies. That's going to be a big loss for one. Guillermo, of course, the young Eritrean, he's also stepped off his bike. So I think we're getting close to that. Less than 100 riders in the race now. So how many riders will be left in the race by the time we get to the top of the Col de Turini? Great to have 26 in the chat. Do make sure to hit the like button. Let us know who you think's going to take the victory today. And many of you going for Nairo Quintana. So it is all still to play for. That is for sure. Very much the calm before the storm. The breakaway is around the 1 minute mark. They've got it down to 56 seconds. It's nothing too troubling. And of course, on a mountain, the talk is what is it? Normally 1 minute for 10 kilometers, for 1 kilometer even. But David Gaudu, we all know what he can't do this week, and that is be in the competitive end of a stage, as he looks to be joining the favorites group now after being in the breakaway all day. So David Gaudu, unfortunately, he cannot do anything today. Okay, Samsic are still working hard here. It's incredible what they're doing here. They're showing really that they have a lot of faith in Nidoman here. King Tana, if you will. Can he rise to the pressure here? He's got a lot of work to make up if he's going to take that yellow jersey away from Primoz Roglic. Do we think he's going to do it? Probably not. He might be thinking more of stage honors here. But 29 kilometers to go. That is all that's left for Nairo Quintana and company. Well, not really. They've got 1 more minute on the other riders. So it should be a fascinating ride, but no Jumbo-Visma's at the front. It is still OK Samsic and Ineos Grenadiers. And do let us know in our little chat here who you think is going to win today. Do you think it's going to be a Roglic? Is it going to be a Nidoman? Or is it going to be, who could it be? One of the Yates brothers, or even Danny Martinez. So, yeah, it's all still to play for. That's for sure. But who do we think is going to take the victory? Guillaume Martin could be up here as well. Martin. So, yeah. What more can we say, really? I'm just going to update something. Mads Pedersen has been dropped from the breakaway group, so the stage winner is going to be brought back here. The Trek Segafredo rider denied a victory yesterday, finishing second. And yeah, he's going to see the rampaging favorites group come up the road. So, yeah, 28 kilometers to go. And it's all still to play for. Cofidis still have a lot of riders here. 27.8 kilometers, less than a minute. It's hovering around the minute 58 second mark as we're getting ever closer. Remember, it's 15 kilometers to go that we see the start, and should be a good culmination of the big GC riders. Will we see Primoz Roglic just... Will we see Jumbo-Visma just destroy it here? 27.6 kilometers, 1 minute and 1 second here. So, okay, Samsic, they're still there at the front with Ineos Grenadiers. They are doing a lot of the work. So, yeah, Nidoman is really believing in his own chances here. And yeah, when's the last time we've seen him take a World Tour victory? Yeah, I think it was in Paris-Niza back in 2020. 27.4 kilometers to go. Jumbo-Visma, Rowan Dennis up here as well. Rowan Dennis has been a solid rider, really demonstrating the work he's going to be doing later on in the Tour de France. Kespol has dropped out of the back. Of course, he was in the breakaway. So, yeah, it should be very interesting to see what happens here. But DSM, don't put your faith in DSM. Michael Storer is no longer riding for them, of course. He's riding for Groupama FDJ, one of the riders to escape DSM. So, yeah, it's all still to play for. Jeff Joyce, great to have you here. Saying, Vamos Nidoman, can he do it? Well, we don't even have to look to Nidoman. Danny Martinez, the former winner of this stage back in 2019, he could potentially complete a 100% record here. Just to remind you, this is actually only the second time it's been in Paris-Niza, and for the second time it's going to be the finishing climb, and of course it was part of the ground apart in the Paris-Niza in 2020. It's a formidable climb, 26.4 kilometers now. Breaks still have 1 minute and 4 seconds. The ever depleting break. David Gaudu disappearing from the break is quite a surprise. Frank Bonamois still up here. Julius Vandenberg up here as well. And Quentin Pacher is up here. So is it Quentin Pacher they were working for in the break? Is that why David Gaudu kind of went out the back? Who knows? Great to have someone just subscribed. Joel, great to have you here. And yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let's try and get this channel to 1,000 before we get to the Giro d'Italia. That would be quite a good goal. But Thomas de Gent still up here as well. Simon Carr, he's going to be very strong. Of course, was so in the Tirreno Adriatico edition last year. And could he potentially do something here? That remains to be seen. But Kevin Gignac, what an unusual story for him. Kes Bol here, just confirmation that he has been brought back to the favourites group. 25.6 kilometers to go, 1 minute and 4 seconds. Luke Rowe at the front of the pack. Adri Amador, the only Costa Rican rider that I can think of on the World Tour, is still up here as well. So, yeah, it can be very interesting. Well, it will be very interesting to see what happens. Steven Kruijswijk still up here after staying in the race, even though he took a bit of a tumble. But yeah, Jumbo-Visma is such a solid team. Think about it. The star-studded team that they have. Steven Kruijswijk, a former podium finisher at the Tour de France. We almost thought he was going to win the Giro at one point as well, before he took his tumble in the snow. But yeah, it just shows you that all these riders are committed to the Roglic mission. And yeah, they're putting their faith in the former ski jumper. And I think calling him a former ski jumper is almost, yeah, it's, what can we say? It's an insult to him, really, anymore. He's not a former ski jumper. He's one of the world, well, he is, but I think foremost it should be he's one of the world's best cyclists in the world. So yeah, it's definitely the generation of Slovenia right now, their golden generation. Of course, there's other countries also having somewhat of a golden generation. Look no further than Denmark. I think the UK is also, in a few years, they are going to be all over the place in terms of riders. And what are we saying, Joel? Does Girmay have a chance? He's abandoned, unfortunately, so he's not going to win today. I can tell you that for certain. Trying to drink through the stage as well, so we don't get what yesterday. Oh, Wout van Aert nearly. Oh, he nearly took a tumble there. Don't quite know what happened there. Did he hit a pothole? But Wout van Aert almost lost control of his bike, and that could have been very disastrous for the Jumbo train. But yeah, Arkea Samsic, they still are pushing on at the front. Absolutely incredible seeing a French Pro Continental race team bossing the favourites group. Of course, Ineos Grenadiers and Jumbo-Visma are just happy to see them burn up their matches, and then we'll see the might of Jumbo-Visma and Ineos Grenadiers come into play the closer we get to the stage finish. 23.8 kilometers to go now, 1 minute and 3 seconds, so it's still hovering around that 58, 1 minute and 4 second. And will we see anyone from the breakaway potentially make a move? Simon Carr, look towards him. Thomas de Gent, will he make a last-ditch effort? Michael Mørkøv is in here. He won't be winning the stage today. The Olympic champion in the Omnium. Was it the Omnium? No, it was the Madison. But yeah, at the back we also have a Trek Segafredo rider. So it should be interesting to see what happens. We can only wait and speculate. And yeah, do let us know where you're watching the stream from today, and who you think is going to win the stage. Many of you believing it's going to be a Roglic win. 56% of you believing it's going to be a Roglic win. 25% of you believe it's going to be an Adam Yates or Danny Martinez affair. Julian Bernard, of course, the rider who was pulling a lot for Mads Pedersen yesterday in the breakaway. And yeah, he would dearly love to take a victory here for Trek Segafredo in Paris-Nice, the second biggest race, arguably, in France, after the Tour de France, of course. But Trek Segafredo, they can be happy. They took the first ever stage victory in Paris-Nice, which I still think is an incredible statistic with Mats Pedersen. But DSM, they will want to do something here. Get their first victory in the start of the season. They haven't tasted victory this year, so they would look to do something. Søren Kragh Andersen tried something yesterday, but was brought back. He should probably have waited a bit and, yeah, attacked in the last 5-6 kilometers, but nevertheless, Arkea Samsic still out in front, and the TV just went to commercials, so that was nice of them. So, yeah, what David De La Cruz is a rider that we haven't really spoken about. The Astana rider leaving from UAE Team Emirates, looking to get out of the shadow of Tadej Pogačar and not fall into the shadow of Joao Almeida. And Ricky saying, Col de Turini averages 10%, ouch, burning legs, coming lactic acid dump. That is for sure, and we could see some riders completely go out the back. We could see them go completely kablamo, some of these riders. So yeah, the sprint is on a weird place, and I think we're just going to see Wout van Aert sweep up all the sprints, all the sprint points. Why not? Like, he is going to win this point classification jersey, I think. Let's just get a confirmation of where he sits. He sits first place, of course, 56 points, 15 ahead of Mats Pedersen. Laporte 29 seconds. Primoz Roglic 26 seconds. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if Wout van Aert is gonna take the intermediate sprint and keep on hold of that jersey all the way to Nice tomorrow at the finish. He could potentially win tomorrow. It's a lumpy stage, that's for sure, but we've seen him be able to tackle those kind of gradients, that kind of profile. So, yeah, we will see. Do we think Wout van Aert's going to win tomorrow? Potentially. They would want to try and bookend the Paris-Nice with another victory. Primoz Roglic, of course, hasn't tasted victory as of yet. He came close in the time trial. Close in the opening stage as well. Of course, they gifted that to Christophe Laporte. Imagine if he loses it by 2 seconds. That would be annoying, thinking back to the first stage. Great to have you here as well, John, from Pennsylvania in USA. Looking towards Matteo Jorgensen for potentially getting a victory, or at least keeping hold of his white jersey for Movistar. And yeah, Movistar, that would be a welcome. Well, Movistar winning in the white jersey, we don't really think of Movistar as youth, and they have kind of a very young generation of riders. You've got Johan Jakobsen there. You've got Mathieu. Oh, we got Kesbol. Kesbol has abandoned. So Kesbol, the sprinter, the Dutch sprinter, has decided enough is enough. He doesn't want to tackle the Col de Turini. So DSM, they have one less rider, and yeah, unfortunate for the DSM. Any DSM fans, he wasn't going to win today anyways, and he wasn't going to win tomorrow. So I think that's a quite fair, reasonable action there by Kesbol. Many of the sprinters have, of course, already abandoned, or the classic specialists, Fabio Jakobsen, Dylan Groenewegen, Matteo Trentin. They've all stepped off the bike. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what is happening here. John, yeah, you're right. USA riders looking good this year. Already looking good in Paris-Nice. Brandon McNulty taking a victory, of course. Very popular win that was. But 20.3 kilometers, we're getting very close to the Col de Turini. There's snow at the top, it looks like. So, sun at the bottom, snow at the top. It should be a very, very interesting finish. Will Roglic be able to be unseated? Will someone be able to rip that yellow jersey off his shoulders? We will just have to wait and see, because it is a very tricky finish for all the riders. And who knows, really? Who knows, indeed. But, yeah, 1 minute and 3 seconds as we just lose Michael Mørkøv from the breakaway. So the Olympic champion, the former Danish national champion as well, the lead out specialist. He has just lost it in terms of the up to the gap, but 19.9 kilometers. We're very close to the start of the Col de Turini. So Movistar, can they do something here? EF Education, 2 riders as well. Groupama FDJ, 2 riders. So yeah, a lot of these teams haven't gotten the success that they wanted this year, or this year's edition of Paris-Niza, but Akaya Samsic, they're on a mission here. They really are. They keep controlling the front of the affairs. Nidoman, can he do it? Many people would say no, but Nido, he is of course one of the best GC riders of his generation. Of course, he's won the Giro, he's won the Vuelta, he's been on the podium in the Tour de France on many occasions, so he has the experience, he knows himself. Pierre Latour up here has not got that track record like Nidoman, so Pierre Latour, can he hold on to his 3rd place finish that he has right now? Many people would say no, but yeah, Primoz Roglic, can he do it? That really, well, can he win on today's stage? Really just throw down the gauntlet and assert himself on that victory. But yeah, we started in Nice, of course, this morning. We just said hi to the riders, or some of them. Luke Rowe, is he still at the front here? Omar Freire up here, Ineos Grenadiers. Wout van Aert up here, of course. Steven Kruijswijk, Rowan Dennis, Nathan van Hooydonk, it looks like, and Nidoman behind the very tall figure of Connor Dunn, the Doncaster rider, the Yorkshireman. And yeah, he's a very nice guy as well. Very thick Yorkshire accent, which is really nice to hear. But anyways, the breakaway, they have increased their lead to 1 minute and 16. 1 minute 16, was that just Akea Samsic being at the front, not quite upping the pace? Yeah, Akea Samsic at the front, trying to boss affairs, but Ineos Grenadiers just wanting to show them really how to reduce the gap down here. But at the front, Akea Samsic, Ineos, no Jumbo-Visma. Jumbo-Visma staying out of this chase. And we've got another abandonment. And we were saying all these classics and sprinters, they were the riders who were going to abandon. And yeah, here we go. Oliver Naesen has stepped off his bike, the AG2R rider. So Oliver Naesen, another rider to step off the bike. David Gaudu gets dropped. No, wait. Olivier Legac gets dropped from Groupama FDJ from the breakaway. So they really were working for Quentin Pache, and we'll have to see if he can stay out here. 1 minute 9 seconds, 1 minute 8 seconds. So it's jumping up and down between 1 minute and now 1 minute and 15 seconds for the breakaway out in front. So yeah, it should be very interesting to see if any of them can actually hold out here. I doubt it very much, and we're shortly going to be coming on to the Col de Turini. So yeah, it's going to be where fireworks are going to go off, let's be honest. They're not going to be able to hold this. And yeah, what are we saying here? Ricky's saying Milan San Remo isn't going to be for sprinters either. Mikel Merco, just being brought back here by Luke Rowe, just saying hi to some of the riders. 17.6 kilometers, 1 minute and 5 seconds. And yeah, what was he doing? He was just doing the what's going on. Very hard work there. But bit of smiles between Luke Rowe and Mikel Merco. Ryan Mullen is brought back as well, the Irish champion who was also in the breakaway. So no Irish success today, and Sam Bennett and him, of course, are not going to competing the stage victory. We spoke about this earlier. Bora Hansgrohe, they've got Alexander Vlasov, but they've got no GC riders. Oh, they're all going pop here. Julius Vandenberg is going out the back as well now from the breakaway. Of course, he was in the break yesterday, and the Dutchman can't quite hang the pace right now. Was he just working for Simon Carr? Who knows, really, but Simon Carr could be on for a good one here, potentially. The Franco-English rider, and very good season last year. Was it the first season for EF Education? I think it was. But yeah, it will be very interesting. You know nothing's happening in the race, really, when they keep showing you the same slow motion 3 times with Mikel Merco and Luke Rowe just laughing at smiling to each other. But the favorites group is well and truly reduced down now. I think it's about 30, 40 riders, no more than that. 16.6 kilometers. We are very much closing in on the business end of the stage, and this will be interesting. We probably will see someone go pop out the back. Dylan van Baarle controlling affairs now. Arkea Samsic have reluctantly relinquished their peloton control over to Ineos Grenadiers, and they're all going out the back now. Bike Exchange losing riders. Amador, a former top 5 finisher at the Giro d'Italia, of course, finished as well because he's been working for his team leaders of Adam Yates and Danny Martinez. UAE Team Emirates losing Juan Sebastian Molano, Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl rider going out the back as well. But no one surprising. Of course, all these riders either are sprinters or hilly sprinters or just trying to keep as long as they can. But yeah, Dylan van Baarle is controlling affairs at the front, but no one significant has gone out the back in terms of the GC. So all still to play for here. Is Joao Almeida still in this group? Who knows? Yeah, he was having a bit of trouble early on in the stage. So if you haven't already, make sure to get involved in our poll. Let us know who you think is going to win today, as we just see all the team buses parked up the climb. And do make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the stream. We're on 16 right now. Very far from our record of 2 days ago of 81 likes. And yeah, Legac just being brought back here by Dylan van Baarle. Omar Freire is the next rider looking to do something here as well. But all the team buses just parked all the way up the mountain. Not a lot of fans here on the stage. It is, of course, a Saturday. It is 2 o'clock here local time. So, yeah, who knows. But tomorrow we will be at the Col de climb. So look out for us there. And 15.2 kilometers to go. Ineos Grenadiers still driving the pace. What are you doing, guys? Come on. Why are you burning up all your matches? Or are they just thinking, well, we might as well, because Luke Rowe, Dylan van Baarle, Omar Freire, they won't be there in the pointy end, so we might as well use them now rather than being spat out because of Jumbo-Visma. But if you let Jumbo-Visma do all the work, that you would burn up their riders instead of your own. So Ineos Grenadiers, tactics, yeah, whatever. They don't really like that. They have one tactic, they keep with it. If it doesn't work, do it again. If it doesn't work, do it again. But 14.9 kilometers is the last climb. They are in the Col de Turini of the breakaway. We have got a segment of 10.3%, 10.8% is as high as it goes to, but it averages 7.3%. As one of the Movistar riders just goes pop there. And I'm not quite sure who that was. 137, I think that was. So I'll just double check. If you haven't already, let us know who you think is going to take the win. Both Movistar riders going pop. Both Movistar riders just going out the back. Ivan Cortina Garcia, I think, and Albert Torres, I think. The riders are the breakaway is getting completely destroyed now. So DSM losing their last rider in the break, Nico Dents. Yeah, absolutely splintered up. But the peloton are coming in to this, and Arkea Samsic are looking to put Nairo Quintana in a good position. They have started the Col de Turini. Ineos Grenadiers, Arkea Samsic are trying to wrestle the control back from Ineos Grenadiers. And it looks like Simon Carr isn't on the best day here. He's going out the back. So all that talk about Simon Carr potentially being dark horse to take the victory today has come undone. So Frank Bonamois still up here, Thomas de Gent still up here, Julien Bernard, Quentin Pache is up here, Fabio Felline is up here as well. So yeah, can they do something? 43 seconds, so it's been reduced about 15 seconds from what they used to have. So yeah, as Vera said, not sure what Ineos is doing. I don't think anyone knows what Ineos is doing apart from them. They still think they have Chris Froome, peak Chris Froome, who's all conquering, but that is not the case anymore. We are in the era of the Roglic, of the Pogacar, of the Jonas Vingegaard. Yes, I will always get a Jonas Vingegaard plug in there. But number 2 here going out at the back, and who was that? I think that was Sam Bennett. I don't think it was Mr. Vlasov of the Blank Nation that yeah, they no longer talk about anymore for reasons that we won't dwell too much on. But Arkea Samsic, they are still determined to have the control of the peloton. Christophe Laporte goes out the back here for Jumbo-Visma. Job done, really. He did what he could. He's not a climber, of course. We know he's more of a sprinter, classics man. He's been having a phenomenal week, really. And yeah, it would cap off his week, of course, having a victory here. Yeah, Arkea Samsic really determined to have the control of the peloton. So yeah, can they do something here with Nidoman? Is Nidoman just feeling absolutely incredible right now? That is the big question. 48 seconds, so it's increased a bit. It seems to increase every time Arkea Samsic get to the front. Riders struggling to hold on in Group 1 include Julien Bernard and Thomas de Gendt, so it probably won't be a famous de Gendt victory here today. But Rowan Dennis looks cool, calm and collective. He looks to take it up for his team leader very soon, and the former world champion in the time trial 2 times definitely knows how to pace himself, that's for sure. Just getting up there near his former team, not teammate, because Freire joined this year, and Rowan Dennis, of course, left. So yeah, it is very interesting what will happen here. Rowan Dennis, what a rider he is. What an asset he's going to be for Jumbo-Visma. I still don't understand why Ineos Grenadiers got rid of him. Was it? Oh yeah, who knows. Valentin Madouas goes out the back, the polka dot jersey, where he's still going to be wearing that jersey, we think, at the end of the day. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, help us get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. But Freire, the Spanish champion, is doing a solid effort for whatever reason. Wout van Aert goes out the back, so the theory of him taking the intermediate sprint that we, of course, have in about 2 kilometers is not going to happen. So Wout van Aert at the back, not helping his teammates that much. But the pace is really being put on at the front by Thomas de Gendt here and Quentin Pache. And we still do have a Movistar rider up the front, and it is Gregor Mühlberger. We have 5 riders at the front. Frank Bonnemois, Thomas de Gendt, Greg Mühlberger, Julien Bernard, and Quentin Pache. And yeah, can any of them stay away long enough here? But one rider who is going at the back is the Red Bull-sponsored Wout van Aert. And yeah, a shame, really. I thought he might be up there to do a job for Primoz Roglic in the later stages, but of course he's got Milan-San Remo coming up next week, so he doesn't want to exert himself too much. We saw, of course, he didn't go to Strade Bianche this year, which was a shame. But Rowan Dennis riding second wheel to Omar Freire. What is Omar Freire doing? And Rowan Dennis has got Primoz Roglic on his wheel. Primoz Roglic just being guarded by Stefan Kruijswijk on his wheel. And Freire, what are you doing? Just let Jumbo-Visma work. Guys, the tactics by Ineos, it's just silly. Just silly. Julien Bernard has been dropped from the group at the front as they still have a 45-second lead. They are on a 9% gradient here. Thomas de Gendt really bossing the pace here at the front. But you would have thought that they're not going to be able to maintain this all the way up to the top of the climb. Gorgeous climb. Only been used once in paris-niza before this, and that, of course, was Danny Martinez who took the victory. And, of course, it has been used in the Tour de France. Last time in the Paris-Nice, the Nice Grand Depart. We're 1 kilometer away from this intermediate sprint. Put on a categorized climb, which is funny. I think the intermediate sprints on this year's edition of Paris-Nice have been quite funny, some of them being on top of a climb rather than on a flat. So yeah, they continue to amaze us. We're nearly on 20 likes, so if you're sitting there enjoying your coffee, laughing at the Danish guy talking about cycling, wondering when is he going to take a breath, yeah, do hit the like button and let's try and beat our total as a community. But we're seeing movement at the front. They're fighting it out for this intermediate sprint, it seems. Gregor Mühlberger is trying to get up the front, but he is being marked by Quentin Pache. Frank Bonnemois is determined not to let these guys go, but de Gendt looked like he is cooked. So the Belgian veteran, the breakaway specialist, looks like he's not going to be taking the day today. So right now we have Gregor Mühlberger in a French sandwich. and he is, of course, the Austrian filling. Søren Kragh Andersen, a top 10 rider right now, is the first rider to drop out the back of the GC inside the top 10. I still think it's amazing that he kept top 10 for so long. Of course, not a GC rider in his own right. He is more of a TT rider, not a GC rider, but he's more of a TT rider, classics rider. But now we're getting the big guns. They're finally allowing Jumbo-Visma to do what they should have been doing all this time, controlling affairs. With 11.4 kilometers to go for the break, we have got Steven Kruijswijk, the very coat hanger shape, the very what can you say? He has a very wide shoulders, but of course he's one of the best climbers in the world, the Dutchman, former podium finisher at the Tour de France. Rowan Dennis behind him, Primoz Roglic. We can see Niederman riding about fifth wheel right now in the favorites group, and this favorites group has come down a lot since we last saw it. It is about 20 riders at the front of affairs, and this could be very interesting to say the least. What happens now? Will we see any more GC riders crack? Will we see them? Will we see any attack, or will they just be looking at each other until the end of the climb, and we'll see Primoz Roglic just sprint in the last 100 meters? Let's hope not. Let's hope we see a bit of a more attacking affair, kind of pre-power meters. So we'll see how it goes. Ondar is asking how is looking the favorites. Well, they all kind of look very comfortable right now. Primoz Roglic, the pace doesn't look like it's harming anyone. Ugo Uld, the only Israeli Premier Tech rider, is still up here. He's still fighting the Canadian. So fair play to him. He, of course, has a whole bus for himself, so he feels like $1 million. Guillaume Martin up here, 10.9 kilometers, 31 seconds is all the front have to this favorite group. Simon Yates is looking very calm, very cool, calm collective here from is it Berry? I think it's Berry the two twins come from. Of course, the two twins are on opposite teams, no longer riding for Bike Exchange together, but opposing forces. At the front, Gregor Mühlberger is attacking and seems to have gotten rid of Frank Bonnemois and Quentin Pache. They can't quite respond to the Austrian, so the Austrian not content of being the filling of that French sandwich. He's moving up the road, 10.6 kilometers for the Austrian. Never taken a World Tour victory, if I can recall. So this would be a very good win for the Austrian. Moving to Movistar in 2021. We were questioning whether that was the right move. But Movistar, this would be a very welcome win for them. When's the last time we saw a Movistar win in Paris-Niza? That could be a question. Of course, they had success with Mr. Nairo Quintana back in 2019, and this could be very interesting. Austria, of course, they have got a whole host of good cyclists right now. Patrick Conrad, of course, a lot of them were in Bora, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, no Bernie Eisel anymore. Unfortunately, such a character in the peloton, an absolutely delightful guy. But Arkea Samsic, they're back at the front. They're determined not to relinquish this lead. They are doing as much work as possible to set up Mr. Nairo Quintana. Nairo's riding second wheel here. We don't have a winner and a Kona in here, and they lost Diego Rosa. And Diego Rosa no longer in the team, which I thought was a massive loss. But Niederman, he has, of course, he hasn't got winner and a Kona in here. Best name in the peloton, I have to say. Winner and Akona is not with him. His loyal lieutenant, of course, they rode together at Movistar. But can Niederman do something? It looks like we are going to get a Niederman attack very soon. I hope Nieder will not win today, because then my girlfriend is going to be telling me about that all day today. So if there are any cycling gods watching, hear my praise. But 9.8 kilometers to go, 39 seconds here. Gregor Mühlberger, the Austrian, he's looking to do something here on that canyon. 11% is where he's at here on the climb. 12% even. So the graphic we saw earlier was wrong. They said we only went up to 10.8. So bit of mistakes here from ASO. But Rowan Dennis has finally come to the front. Stefan Kruijswijk is gone. He's at the back of this group. So that wasn't a long turn from the coat hanger. But yeah, Akea Samsic are losing men by the bunch, and that was by the bucket load. And it was what Nicolas Ede, of course, who changed from Cofidis to Akea Samsic, who did that turn. And now Akea Samsic's star, Nairo Quintana, is all by himself. Many of these riders are all by themselves. UAE Team Emirates looks like they've got 2 riders in there. Looks like it's Joao Almeida and Brendan McNulty. Roglic only has, well, he's got Rowan Dennis and Stefan Kruijswijk further down the group. And Ineos Grenadiers, of course, have the 2 riders of Adam Yates and Danny Martinez. And can we just take a moment to think how similar the Pinarello... Oh no. The only Israel Premier Tech rider has been dropped out the back. So number 11 in GC is not going to be number 11 at the end of this. 2 minutes and 3 seconds down. But chapeau to Ugo Ull to continue this race after being the only rider in the race for his team. 50 people watching right now, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. We are 19. Let's try and get up to 25 at least, or even 50. All 50 of you should have liked this, of course, but nevertheless, Quentin Pache and Frank Bonamois are trying their best to bring back Gregor Muhlberger. Stefan Kruijswijk is struggling now. He's been dropped out the back. The former podium finisher at the Tour de France, of course, did crash in that Orléans stage. And yeah, Gregor Muhlberger at the front, 9.2 kilometers, 29 seconds. It's looking like a very big ask here for the Austrian. The movie star rider looking back. When will they catch him? That is the big question. That should maybe be our next poll. When will Gregor Muhlberger be caught? I would say probably before 7 kilometers to go, depending on how hard the pace is from Rowan Dennis. So, yeah, Adam Yates, Danny Martinez, they are still there at the front. They are trying to make sure that they keep up here. And, yeah, Bauke Mollema up here. Joao Almeida looks like he's up here. And Guillaume Martin is up here. We've got a Quick Step Alpha Vinyl rider up here. Who is that? We've got Simon Yates looking very comfortable. We actually have 3 UAE Team Emirates riders, and they can see Bonamois and Pache now, as Rowan Dennis is bringing up the favorites group now. They are going to reel back these 2 French riders, and we are going to be left with the scenario of having 1 rider up the front. Gregor Muhlberger, he's got 40 seconds now. 40 seconds of a lead. Are we going to see any riders attack before? Well, we are seeing this very Sky-esque. Matteo Jorgensen at the back here. The American rider. Can he keep on here? Can he fly the flag for the US? I think we still have Brendan McNulty up here. Rowan Dennis just grinding the pace up here. Can he grind it up ever more? Still 8.6 kilometers. He's doing the job he showed at the Stelvio for Theo Gegenhardt back in 2020 here, but now it's a different climb. It's a different race. It's Paris-Nice, the race to the sun. Of course, they were in Nice this morning, so yeah, funny that. But Pierre Latour, the current number 3 in the race overall, is looking like he's struggling. Of course, when the riders on a mountain go towards the back, that often is a precursor of what is about to happen, being spat out the back. Onda is asking, how is Tadej Pogačar looking? Very cool, calm, collected. He looks like he's ready for another mountain victory to add to his palmares. So yeah, we're almost at 30 likes. We've almost got 70 people in the chat, so make sure to let us know who you think is going to win today. And yeah, 62% of you believe it's going to be a day for Mr. Roglic, the yellow jersey wearer, the rider who we all thought was going to take Paris-Nice last year until that final stage. Of course, he still has to embark on that final stage tomorrow as well, and he'll try and keep away from any descents. And yeah, What more can he do? But he's riding second wheel right now, ahead of Adam Yates, ahead of Danny Martinez. Rowan Dennis doing a solid ride, showing exactly why they brought him in to the team. And imagine this team with Jonas Vingegaard, with Wout van Aert on form, not looking past this week to Milan San Remo. They are going to be an absolutely formidable form. But unfortunately, Vera, Eric, all our American friends, John, it looks like your big hope for the white jersey is dropping out the back, and that is Matteo Jorgensen. Unfortunately, Movistar, they are leading at the front, but their big ride, or their best rider right now, is dropping out the back, and it is Mari van Sevenant, who was that Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl rider, who's still in the bunch. So it's going to be a very interesting competition to look at here. Will Sevenant be able to get those 31 seconds on Matteo Jorgensen? He's fighting to hang on to the Cofidis boys here, and yeah, that's going to be a very interesting side plot to watch here. Pierre Latour is struggling a lot here. 7.8 kilometers, 34 seconds is all that Gregor Mühlberger has. I said about 7 kilometers is when I thought he was going to get caught, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen now. I think it's going to be later. It is going to be later here. Mühlberger is going to last here, and we're getting a DSM rider getting spat out the back, and it's all going backwards for some of these riders. Is that Pierre Latour? They just cut away from the back end of the favorites group. Gregor Mühlberger is still at the front of the race. The Movistar rider, can he get his first big result for Movistar? This would be a very welcome win for them. Of course, they haven't tasted success for a long time in this World Tour race. They would dearly love to get something, and they wanted a white jersey as well. What I was saying, Ricky says Team Jumbo-Visma takes over the front of the... Yeah, that is for sure. It isn't Jumbo-Visma, it's just Rowan Dennis. Rowan Dennis, what a formidable rider. And what can he do here? Adam Yates and Danny Martinez. I would say Danny Martinez looks a bit more uncomfortable than Adam Yates. But Primoz Roglic, can he do it? That is the big question. Will he win today? Matteo Jorgensen, I don't think, has quite relinquished the gap to the main favorites group, so we'll have to wait and see. And you have got a picture of Primoz Roglic there from the start of the race. Yeah, we got very close to him, and we will get very close tomorrow as well. So 7.2 kilometers. We're just getting a few riders spat out of the back. Is that Andreas Legnarsson? I think it might be the Norwegian. Oh, Pierre Latour. Pierre Latour out the back. Latour out the back. And Yates attacks. Adam Yates attacks. They've gotten the news that the third place rider, Pierre Latour, the best place rider of the French guys, is out the back. So this fairy tale for Total Energies is not going to continue with paris-niza. Adam Yates, why not? You've got two cards. Attack. So Adam Yates, Ineos Grenadiers, goes on the offensive. They did so much work early on, but Primoz Roglic covers the move with Nairo Quintana. We didn't see that covering of the attack. And now, Nairo Man is just putting a bit of acceleration in, but Primoz, Adam, and Nairo, they are kind of looking at each other. These three riders are the strongest riders in this race. They potentially could be. Primoz Roglic is currently running affairs now. Nairo Man... Well, no, sorry. It wasn't Adam Yates. It was Danny Martinez. Adam Yates is still up the road. It was just they cut away and we couldn't quite see the pictures. But the current situation, we still have Gregor Mühlberger up at the front. We have Adam Yates about 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds ahead of an elite trio of Primoz Roglic, the two Colombians of Nairo Quintana, and the former Col de Turini winner, the only other Col de Turini winner in Paris-Niza, Danny Martinez, of course riding for Ineos Grenadiers now, not EF Education. So it's all still to play for here, and it's all still to play for in our like account as well. We've nearly got 30 likes, so make sure to hit the like button. But Primoz Roglic is putting on an inferno pace here to try and get back Adam Yates. Primoz Roglic is putting on the pace here for the two Colombians. Simon Yates looks disgruntled at missing out on this party. He wants to join the party. The Bike Exchange Jayco rider just almost locking on to Nairo Quintana's wheel. They really have separated out the big GC guys here. 6.4 kilometers, and any movie star fans will hate to see this. Danny Martinez is moving up. Can Danny Martinez do something? Is he just going to do the work here for Adam Yates, and then Adam Yates is going to counter? Adam Yates is currently... Oh, Adam is going out the back. Adam is going out the back. Oh, no. No, he's just riding up at his own tempo. Gregor Mühlberger will not like this. He's going to see the yellow jersey. He's going to see two Ineos Grenadiers riders and Nidoman coming up fast behind him. So this is going to be all still to play for, really. And behind them, in what was the favorites group, Alexander Vlasov, number 7, is having to do the work here. They've got Jack Haig in that group as well. And now Primoz Roglic. Roglic is attacking. Roglic is attacking. Danny Martinez looks to try and cover this move, but Roglic is attacking. Danny Martinez rises to the occasion, gets onto Roglic's wheel, and Danny Martinez, what an effort here by the Ineos Grenadiers man. Nairo looks distanced. Lino looks like he might not get up to Roglic and might not get up to Roglic and Danny Martinez here. So Roglic putting on an inferno pace here. What an incredible pace by Roglic. What can we say here? Nairo Quintana, the dream is over. It doesn't look like he's going to win today. Adam Yates is together with his brother Simon Yates and Gregor Mühlberger. The dream is not happening for him. The two Yates brothers together for the first time really on different teams. But Roglic and Danny Martinez are the two riders at the front. The former winner at the Col de Turini 3 years ago, and Primoz Roglic, the rider who looked like he was going to be champion in the waiting, but it wasn't to be. So at the front, we've got Primoz Roglic and Danny Martinez. Danny Martinez has come on so far as a GC rider. 5th place last year in the Giro d'Italia. Helped out Egan Bernal, and he's rising to the occasion, showing he's the strongest GC rider for Ineos Grenadiers in this race. A race that they've dominated so many years, but Nidoman is in a Yates sandwich now. So yeah, this analogy of using sandwiches isn't going to go away anytime soon. But 5.3 kilometers is all that we've got left here. So Danny Martinez, can he do something here? Can Roglic get rid of Danny Martinez? That is the big question. It's all still to play for here. Getting very close to the finish. 5.2 kilometers. They've got a 15-second lead, but remember, Roglic still has the lead in the GC. So is Roglic just gonna get towed by Danny Martinez all the way to the front? Who knows, really? That could be the case. That could really be the case. It's interesting nonetheless. So we wait to see what's going to happen here. But Simon Yates and Adam Yates, they have lost out here. Nairo Quintana is just in that Yates sandwich. 5 kilometers, 14 seconds now. Was this the plan all along for Ineos Grenadiers? They knew the stronger rider of the two was Danny Martinez, and then they used Adam Yates to kind of soften up the other riders, get Primoz Roglic out of his kind of shell. Who knows, really? But Adam Yates, Adam Yates is getting distance here. Simon Yates and Nairo Quintana, actually my girlfriend's two favorite riders here together. But Danny Martinez, can we see him do something? He reluctantly drives the pace now for Primoz Roglic. They have, of course, got a gap between them in the GC. Can we see potentially Danny Martinez get rid of Primoz Roglic? We're 81 people now in the chat, so if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get this channel up to 1,000, and good things will happen. Of course, we've got a competition on Monday on the main channel, so look out for that. It will be, of course, being closed in a video, a very interesting video with former editor of Rouleur, that famous magazine. But Roglic at the front, pushing the pace here. Just wants to up the tempo. Can he get rid of Danny Martinez? Of course, both of them quite punchy riders. Danny Martinez rocking a bit. Is he just getting a bit fatigued here? 7 seconds. So Simon Yates is bringing Nidoman back in contention here. Nido and Simon Yates can potentially do something here. Are they going to bring it back? Nidoman, is he going to... Has he just been taking it easy? Can he just... Yeah, who knows? Can he do it? That is the big question. He's such a formidable rider, Nido. 100% record in this year's Tour de France, not Tour de France, French stage races. So all still to play for. So this is gonna be interesting. Simon Yates almost clawed back the deficit. Danny Martinez, Roglic sitting up here, 4.2 kilometers. Now when we get it back, it could be changing the dynamic of the race. Simon Yates, a good punchy rider. Nairo Quintana, good punchy rider as well. Roglic, a good punchy rider. So is Danny Martinez. So we could see a bit of a sprint at the top. 4.2 kilometers, 7 seconds is all that stands between them. And it's been a nightmare of a situation for Pierre Latour today. He's not going to be on the podium today, unfortunately. And we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But anyways, what we were talking about, there's a 56-second deficit between Danny Martinez and Roglic for the GC. So we're not going to see Danny Martinez take on that jersey. Danny Martinez, he hasn't got Adam Yates coming up. So, yeah, is he going to continue his record of winning all the paris-niza stage finishes at the Col de Turini? But what should you do in this scenario? Guys, let me know in the chat. What would you do if you were Danny Martinez? Would you set up here? Would you say, Roglic, you do everything? But 80 of you in the chat, let's get it up to 40 likes. 34 likes right now. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Your name will flash up on the screen if I've done it correctly. So good things will come as well, I guess. 3.8 kilometers, all that's left. Great to have so many of you here. I know it's a Saturday. I know it's 2.2 p.m. in European time. So let me know where you're watching from. Roglic and Danny Martinez have sat up here. It looks like we are going to get Simon Yates and Nairo Quintana potentially claw back that 5-second lead here. But behind them, we got Bahrain victorious. I think it's Wout Poels potentially guiding up his teammate Jack Haig, who's of course sitting nicely in the GC. Is Joao Almeida up here? And any Americans will rue to see this. Mari von Sevenant has clawed himself into this elite selection. Is it Joao Almeida? It might not actually be Joao Almeida. I hope it is. It might not be. But I think it is Brendan McNulty flying the flag for the US up here for sure. So we await to see the favorites group arrive. Danny Martinez, 3.4 kilometers separating Danny Martinez and Roglic from the finish. So let's see if it can be another Colombian victory. If it can be another Martinez victory as well. But Simon Yates, Nairo Quintana, two riders you never really know if they're in trouble. They have this very elegant style on the bike. And Simon Yates is the best of the two Yates today. No Adam Yates here. We aren't in UAE, so Adam Yates doesn't work if it's not in UAE. He doesn't like when it's the cool conditions of Paris. No, not of Paris. Of southern France. Danny Martinez and Roglic just sharing out the workload here at the front. They're just maintaining it. They know if they get Nidoman and Simon Yates back in contention here, it's going to change the dynamic of the race. But we're definitely going to see a change here. 96 people watching in the chat. We've never been over 100 on this channel. So hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let us know who you think is going to win in the chat. And vote for a poll. So right now, 64% of you are in the Roglic corner. 84 of you have voted. Only 14% of you are in the Danny Martinez corner. 98 people watching in the chat. Let's try and get it over 100. Share it with your mum. Share it with your sister. Share it with your brother. But anyways, Roglic is gonna be interesting to see if he can win this. I'll just make sure to get the stream on my phone as well, so we try and get over 100 on the stream. 105. There we go. You absolutely beautiful people. But Roglic, Danny Martinez, they're seeing Simon Yates and Nairo Quintana come up behind them. This is going to be interesting. Let me just try and get a screenshot as well. I'm watching on the TV, not on the app, so I'll change that quickly. But yeah, we are about 4 or 5 bike lengths between having a leading quintet at the front. Simon Yates, Nairo Quintana, they are getting very, very close to this front leading group. And yeah, I think if my girlfriend was going to make a selection of the front group, this would be it. She's a fan of all 4 of them. And yeah, unfortunately, this is not having any French riders at the front. So we've got the elite selection at the front. 1 Yates brother, 2 Colombians, 1 Roglic. And let's get that picture on for everyone in the chat now. It is going to be very interesting. 2.6 kilometers is all that separates the riders at the front and, of course, the finish line here in the Col de Turini. 107 people watching the stream. Hit the subscribe button. Come on, let's see your name flash up. But Simon Yates, it's all stalemate now. 14%. ASO, you've been lying to us. You said it was only 10.8% this climb went up to. So this is very, very hard now. Danny Martinez looks at Roglic. Simon Yates looks at Roglic and Danny Martinez. Nairo Man. Is Nairo Man, the cool, calm, collective figure, going to be the favorite here? Yeah, we got Ondar in the Roglic corner. Jeff Joyce in the Nairo Man corner. Roglic just accelerates a bit. He doesn't want to commit too much. He just ups the tempo a bit here on the 14%. But Simon Yates is the rider in 4th wheel now. 2.3 kilometers. It's looking very, very interesting between the riders now. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be an interesting finish now. Very, very interesting between these 4 elite riders. They've got 20 seconds down to the next group. So we think it is going to be the next group, of course, is Adam Yates' group with number 84. I think that might be Joao. Have we got Joao back here? That remains to be seen. Have we still got Joao, number 84? That is Joao. So any Joao Almeida fans, the Portuguese legend has returned to the race. He is showing his colours. Guillaume Martin is up here as well. Brendan McNulty, any American fans. Of course, you are heartbroken, heart crushed after Matteo Jorgensen went out the back and could potentially lose that white jersey to one Mario Van Sevenant. But Danny Martinez up here at the front with Nairo Man, with Simon Yates. 118 people in the chat. It is a new record. Absolutely amazing, guys. Well done for every single one of you who have liked it, who have shared it, and supporting the Cycling Dane Extra. I know it's not the main channel. I know it's Paris-Niza. I know it's not the Tour de France. So great to have you all here. But Roglic is moving 4th wheel now. Is he just feeling comfortable here that his kick, his acceleration is faster than other riders? Nairo Man just clapping Roglic on the shoulder. There we go. Yates attacks. Yates attacks, and Danny Martinez caught out here. Yates attacks, but Roglic hasn't been caught out. Oh, he just reduces the pace. He's still hitting the pace, but it's not as hard as he did. We know Simon Yates is very good at accelerating. It's kind of caught out Danny Martinez. He's 4th man in the group now. Nairo Quintana. Nairo Quintana, has he just blown? Has Nairo Quintana just blown here? We'll have to wait and see. Nairo Man looks like he's done. Nairo Man looks like he's cooked. So Nairo, he's being distanced. Nairo Man has been distanced. So Sofia, Molitza, my girlfriend, and everyone else. It's such a shame. What are we saying here, Scott? You're getting that Ewan-esque voice. But yeah, it's very, very interesting now. They're all back together now at the front, apart from Nairo. 12% the incline. They've got 1.4 kilometers left now. So it is all still to play for. But Guillaume Martin and Adam Yates have started to move clear of the remainder of the group. Nairo Man is coming up to the front elite yet again. He's not done. He's this Colombian stubbornness that we've seen. Nidoman moves to the front. Has he got anything left in the tank here? Nidoman, of course, we would love to see another victory from him. 100% record in Tour de France stage victories. In French stage victories this year. Brendan McNulty, the day for the American, unfortunately goes from bad to worse. 128 people in the chat. Come on, guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. We're only got 41 likes, but Simon Yates is moving the tempo up here. 12%. Danny Martinez isn't going to miss out on this acceleration as the former Col de Turini winner looks to defend this title he has. He doesn't want to let go of this record that he has. Bye-bye, Nido. Javier, if we still have you in the chat, it doesn't look like it's going to be a Nido day. But Nido, stubborn as ever, coming back once again. And Roglic, are we going to see him? Does Roglic have to do anything? That's another question. He's the leader. Why should he move? We have currently got the number 1. We've got the number 2. And we have also got, let's just double check that I don't tell you lies. I almost said number 3, but that's Pierre Latour. And Pierre Latour is not up in this group. So, it is all still... Oh, Danny Martinez, the former winner of this stage, is looking to do something here. And, yeah. Ooh, it's gonna all happen here. And we just got another subscriber to the extra channel. So, Claudio, thanks for joining. Claudio Nunez, welcome to the Cycling Dane extra community. Danny Martinez, Simon Yates, they're locked up here. They're not wanting to move. Roglic, Simon Yates, Martinez, some of the best names in GC talent we have right now. Nidoman, back! He's back! After 4 hours of racing, we are on 45 likes, 135 of you here. Great to have you all here in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, of course. If you haven't already, check out the main channel. We've got a competition coming up on Monday, which should be interesting. Is that Joao Almeida? Have we just seen Joao Almeida getting up in the background? Yeah, it is. Joao, allez Joao. Vamos, Joao. Joao Almeida hasn't had the best week. Number 18, 3 minutes and 8 seconds down in GC, clawing his way up here. And of course, Joao Almeida has appeared on the channel. Very nice guy, and I can just hear my voice going here. Nairo Quintana is leading the pace setting in this front group, and yeah, I'm just gonna get some liquid, lubricate my voice there because it's struggling. But Nairo man at the front with Danny Martinez, Simon Yates, Primoz Roglic, but they are going to be joined by one Portuguese rider, Joao Almeida, the UAE Team Emirates rider, 18th overall. On a good day here, and yeah, it should be a good one. I think the good luck I told him this morning is paying off, that's for sure. And yeah, Joao Almeida has joined this Slovenian, Colombian, and English conglomerate. And we've got 200 meters to go. It is going to be a sprint. Primoz Roglic opens it. Primoz Roglic, Danny Martinez, they are opening. But Roglic looks like he has got the upper hand on the Colombians. And Danny Martinez looks like he's not going to get another victory. Primoz Roglic is going to get the sprint here on the other riders. We know he's got this formidable sprint. And Primoz Roglic takes the victory here. Kisses the crowd. Danny Martinez, 2nd place. Simon Yates, 3rd place. Nairo Quintana, unfortunately, is going to be in 4th place. And Joao Almeida, we salute you. 5th place for the Portuguese rider who has been struggling. 139 of you in the chat. Good to see. Hit the like button. We are almost at 50 likes here. Can we get over 81 likes? And Brendan McNulty coming up here to the finish as well. It's a good recovery there from the UAE Team Emirates riders. Jack Haig, Adam Yates, the next to finish. 34 seconds have gone by since Primoz Roglic took his first stage victory at the beginning of this stage of the Paris-Niza. Guillaume Martin, solid ride from him as well, the Cofidis rider. So, all still to play for here. What a solid finish there by Primoz Roglic. He knows he has the upper hand when it comes to the sprint. So, yeah, what more can we say? Akea Samsic put all that work in. Ineos Grenadiers, Danny Martinez has shown that he can mix it with Primoz Roglic, but not in those final moments. We know his kick is phenomenal. He's shown that in the Vuelta a España so many years. He's challenged Julian Philippe in the La Flèche Wallonne, but yeah, Primoz Roglic adds another mountain stage to his illustrious palmares, and what a finish here in Paris-Nice. And yeah, Primoz Roglic, solid work from Jumbo-Visma. Their third stage victory of this Paris-Nice, and what more can we say for them? But yeah, we're almost at 60 likes, guys. Let's try and beat our score of 2 days ago, 81 likes. Great to have almost 150 of you here. But anyways, confirmation: Primoz Roglic number 1, Danny Martinez number 2, Yates number 3, Quinton Simmons, no, Nairo Quintana number 4, Almeida number 5, Brendan Minotti number 6, Jack Haig number 7, and Pierre Latour comes up there. Great to have you here, Jose. Pierre Latour coming up here. Maria van Sevenan, get out your stop clocks. Where's movie stars Matteo Jorgensen going to finish? That is, of course, going to be the next interesting thing to talk about. Where will Matteo Jorgensen finish here? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Will they be able to do anything? 2 minutes and 33 seconds have gone by, and if you want to see your name shine up, hit the subscribe button. And Joao Almeida, what an amazing catch up there by the rider, and I think it's Aurélien Panipantre who has just managed to make it up here. We still have got over 100 of you in the chat, so hit the like button. 69% of you were correct. Ugo Uld, the final Israel's Premier Tick rider, has crossed the line now. 3 minutes and 3 seconds down on Primoz Roglic, so good effort from him. He's going to have a team bus all for himself, riding him to the next hotel. You presume in Nice, because they're also finishing in Nice tomorrow. So starting and finishing in Nice. And what an absolutely emphatic stage. Bauke Mollema coming up here. Was that Andreas Legnason? Not really sure. Could be other riders as well. But yeah, we are waiting Matteo Jorgensen and also the new top 10 as well. Nidoman, unfortunately, he didn't quite have it. It looked like he was gonna do it, but yeah, that's a shame for Nidoman. He did look solid, but he just isn't in the same tier as a Danny Martinez, as a Simon Yates, as a Primoz Roglic anymore, unfortunately. But we'll have to wait and see if he can do anything, really. So yeah, absolutely solid ride from him here. So Primoz Roglic, another day in the yellow tomorrow. See if he can survive the last day in Paris-Nice like he couldn't last year. But before we go, I'll just get you the top 10 of the stage when that is updated. It should be fairly straightforward for Pro Cycling Stats, as they, well, or is it? I think they have got a top 11, so we can go through that, and of course a long list of riders who haven't finished. I will escape. Escape. No, I love being with you people. Friends of the Cycling Dane Extra, and of course we're united here by our love of pro cycling. But Primoz Roglic, what an acceleration there at the finish, and he just absolutely living up to the billing of being the favorite rider today. So here we got the top 10. Well, that was the top 10 on the stage. I'll get you the top 10 in the GC as well. We went through the top 10. What pools finishing outside the top 10 as well. Adam Yates 9th, Jack Haig in 7th. Adam Yates in 8th, Jack Haig in 7th. Brendan Minotti and Joao Almeida doing a solid ride as well. So good to see Joao Almeida clawing that deficit back. So here we go. We got a top 15 classement. So we will just go through that before we escape to another day of editing for me. I will make sure to do a recap. But yeah, my girlfriend just annoying me, telling me there's no Danish riders. But anyways, here we go. Primoz Roglic, number one, still maintains that 47 seconds ahead of Simon Yates. Danny Martinez moves up one place into the podium spots in third place. Adam Yates makes it 2 Yateses in the top 4 in fourth place. 1 minute and 50 seconds down on Primoz Roglic. Nairo Quintana moves up 4 places into 5th place. Jack Haig 6th, 2 places up from his last. And Alexander Vlasov, one of the riders losing out, moving down 2 places. 8th is Priya Latour, of course, one of the riders who lost out big time. And 9th, we've got Ion Izagirre, who moves up 1 place. And in 10th, we've got Joao Almeida moving up into 10th place after that really valiant attack there at the end. But David de la Cruz in 11th, we were talking about him potentially doing something, moves up 1 place. Guillaume Martin moves up 7 places. Ugo Ull unfortunately moves down 3 places to 14th, but still amazing ride from him. And a question whether who has the white jersey. It looks like it will be Mari van Sevenant. So yeah. Or will it be Ola? No, Olean Parrepantre is 26. He doesn't qualify anymore. So yeah, there you have it. Oh wait, no, Joao takes it, of course. Joao is the youngest rider in the race. Is still able to qualify for the white jersey. So yeah, Joao Almeida leapfrogs past Mario Van Sevenant. So yeah, there you have it. Joao takes the white jersey, and what an incredible achievement for him. In his first paris-niza, I believe, if that's not mistaken. But that's basically it today. We see Matteo Jorgensen come up to the finish line with Ron Dennis, Steven Kruijswijk. So it wasn't quite his day today. So yeah, what an amazing ride today. And thanks every single one of you for being here. As a community, you all got it right as well with who was going to win today. So yeah, chapeau. The 72% of you who voted for Primoz Roglic. And tomorrow is the final stage. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get as close as we can to 1,000 subscribers before the end of Paris-Nice. I will get on with doing a race recap because it is an interesting winner, interesting stage. And also a video about Matteo Trentin coming today as well. So it's going to be a busy evening for me. Busy evening for my voice as well. So thank you every single one of you for joining in. And I will see you tomorrow on the Col de. So have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever.